Welcome back to Respoiled. Today, I have another captivating story to share with you. But before we dive in, if you're new here, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications, so you'll never miss out on all of my latest uploads. Now let's get started. At an Istanbul airport, people are startled to see Logar stroll by, resembling a cliché sci-fi villain. He rendezvous with his peculiar assistant to devise their next nefarious scheme. Meanwhile, in town, carpet merchant Arif is getting comfortable with his wife Saku, formerly an alien princess. She's expecting, and Arif envisions their child resembling him in the future. Saku desires their child to visit her home planet upon birth, but Arif hastily sold her spaceship for cash, necessitating its repurchase. However, the scrap dealer is absent, prompting Arif to procure blue medicine from a different source. As suspicious individuals enter his store, Arif hurries back to confront his archenemy Logar. Prepared for battle, Arif activates his power, levitating, but his concentration is broken by a neighbor. Once Arif ejects the intruder, he's stunned to learn Logar arrived to seek forgiveness for his misdeeds. Arif pardons him upon hearing Logar's offer of his spaceship. Following lunch with Saku, Logar escorts Arif to an abandoned factory on the outskirts, where he blinds Arif with a brilliant light, rendering him unconscious. Upon regaining consciousness, Arif realizes he's trapped within a contraption and discerns the absence of any spaceship. It dawns on him that Logar's scheme was to abduct Saku. Logar then dons Arif's attire, trims his hair, applies a false mustache, and employs a device to alter his voice to deceive Saku. Subsequently, Logar triggers the peculiar apparatus, initiating its rotation and hurling Arif 1 million years into the past. Initially unfazed by his sudden arrival in the Cretaceous period, Arif attempts to contact his wife, but due to poor reception, he inadvertently reaches a shop instead. As Arif searches for a stronger signal, he encounters a group of dinosaurs, prompting him to grasp the gravity of his predicament. Adrift and unsure of his next move, he encounters 3 apes and resolves to instruct them, envisioning their eventual evolution leading to the construction of a device to return him home. Despite his efforts to educate them, progress is slow. With the onset of winter, Arif's urine freezes instantly, prompting him to create decorations with the ice. By spring, Arif sports a sizable beard, which he trims using makeshift sticks as a razor. Despite his efforts, the apes remain stagnant, prompting Arif to depart in search of civilization. Upon his departure, a black monolith descends near the apes, reminiscent of Space Odyssey. Meanwhile, Arif traverses the forest in quest of water, avoiding encounters with other creatures. However, he encounters a roaring T-Rex, prompting him to abandon his improvised slingshot upon realizing it's a mother protecting her eggs. Considering his future child, Arif agrees to retreat, and the T-Rex shows gratitude by gifting him a large honeycomb. Delighted, Arif indulges in the honey until he encounters unusually large bees. A bee stings him, prompting a chase until he seeks refuge behind a tree. To his surprise, Arif spots cavemen above, who shoot him with a tranquilizer dart, rendering him unconscious. Upon awakening in a cave, Arif finds himself surrounded by cavemen engaged in a ritual. Dimi, the leader, and his daughter Mimi suspect Arif of being a spy from the rival Erogen's tribe and demand his departure, leading Arif to explain his time travel origins. Their discussion is halted by the arrival of a contingent of Erogens led by Crow, who have long oppressed Dimi's tribe. During their visits, they seize the villagers' provisions and tools, with Crow taunting them about prohibitions on drawing, fire making, and innovation. On this occasion, Crow selects 3 men, including Arif, for a special ritual, but Arif resists. In the struggle, the Erogens incapacitate him with another tranquilizer. Shortly after, as the Erogens transport the new captives to their village, Stony inadvertently strikes his head on a rock, causing him to tumble from his horse and fracture his arm. Crow assumes Stony won't recover and prepares to bury him, but Arif intervenes and instructs them on fashioning a makeshift cast for the broken arm. Stony expresses gratitude, but Arif is still compelled to march with the prisoners. Upon arriving at the village, Stony reunites with his father Kaya, who heads the Erogens and is Crow's nephew. Kaya is incensed after finding a handcrafted mask in Stony's quarters, reprimanding him for pursuing interests such as drawing and dancing instead of focusing on warrior training. After assigning Stony to torment slaves, Kaya and Crow discuss erecting a tower reaching the sky. A cave drawing depicts a spaceship encounter with the cavemen, recalling the event. Several years earlier, a peculiar metallic device descended from the sky, and 2 enigmatic individuals emerged from it. They bestowed Sandy with a ball as a present, and due to the famine, Sandy could only offer manure in return. Appalled, the strangers promptly retreated to their metallic vessel and departed. However, as Sandy approached them, the spaceship's engine fatally incinerated him. Since then, Kaya opposes technology and new innovations. He also holds the belief that his father resides in heaven, which is why they are constructing the tower. Shortly after, it's declared that the 3 men brought from the village must ascend the tower to locate Sandy. No one has survived this trial yet, but whoever does will be hailed as a hero. To everyone's astonishment, Arif steps forward to go first, claiming it's simple. He ascends the tower cautiously, nearly slipping a few times but always recovering swiftly, until he finally reaches the summit. There, a peculiar man asserts the meaninglessness of life, and as Arif approaches, the man plummets off the tower. Managing to grasp the edge, Arif extends a cigarette to help the man calm down, but in attempting to reach for it, he plummets irreversibly. Following this, Arif descends the tower, stunning everyone by his survival. Inquiries about Sandy arise just as the body hits the ground, revealing it to be a mere worker. Upset, Kaya commands the tower's elevation while Crow grants Arif unrestricted access to food and drink. Stony admires Arif's bravery and requests to paint his portrait on a stone, revealing his concealed collection to Arif. Arif advises him to sign his artwork for historical recognition. Learning of Stony's affection for Mimi and his tattoo dedication to her, Arif empathizes with their forbidden romance. To uplift Stony's spirits, Arif plays a romantic melody, though it evokes memories of his own wife. Arif implores Stony to assist in retrieving the confiscated tools from Kaya, promising aid in reuniting him with Mimi in return. During the evening banquet, Stony and Arif clandestinely enter a concealed cave where Kaya hoards confiscated tools, uncovering various items like a VHS player. Their exploration is abruptly halted by Crow, who escorts them to Kaya's presence. Arif claims they merely intended to contribute his phone to the assortment, sparing them from retribution. However, Kaya proclaims it's time for Stony to initiate a family, having already selected a bride for his son. Disgusted by the chosen woman, Stony vehemently refuses the union and opts to depart from the village. Enraged by Stony's defiance, Kaya expels both Stony and Arif for supporting his son. Arif and Stony journey together until they stumble upon Mimi and her companions bathing in a river. Following Arif's guidance on conversing with women, Stony approaches Mimi with flowers, only to be rebuffed because of their opposing tribes. Arif intervenes, showcasing Stony's tattoo, but Mimi remains unimpressed. To win her favor, Arif offers to carry the women's furs. Along the journey back to the village, Stony and Mimi engage in conversation, with Stony impressing them by playing the flute. Upon reaching the village, Stony displays his allegiance to Dimi, while Arif persuades them to grant them shelter by proposing to build a new community devoid of restrictions. Arif delivers a speech that garners support from the entire village, advocating for the freedom to express art. While Arif encourages artistic expression, Mimi and Stony guide the children in painting on the walls, fostering bonds among them. Meanwhile, Arif instructs the men on using razors. Later, Arif and Stony return to the cave disguised as trees, diverting the attention of the young guard with a task, enabling them to enter and pilfer the cave. The following morning, they return to the village with a cartload of stolen gadgets. In the ensuing weeks, Arif educates the villagers on various inventions and civilized behavior. He introduces a flour-making machine, imparts cooking and trapping skills, guides in constructing ovens and water canals, establishes a school for children, teaches pottery, and introduces musical instruments and decorations. Over time, Mimi and Stony's relationship deepens. The village flourishes into a picturesque settlement, formally inaugurated with the unveiling of a water fountain. Despite this progress, Arif feels frustrated by the slow pace of advancement toward building a time machine. To ease his frustration, a villager offers him recently concocted alcohol. During a gathering one night, Arif inadvertently consumes naughty blue medicine instead of mints. Despite trying to distract himself, reminders of his longing for Saku persist, leading him to seek solace with an ape. The following day, Crow conducts his routine inspection and is astounded by the array of new inventions. In a fit of rage, he shoots a dart at Arif, but Stony promptly removes the poison. Arif then proceeds to publicly embarrass Crow. Enraged, Crow vows to return with an army. After a picnic, Arif, Stony, Mimi, and the children return to find the Arigans have pillaged and torched the village. Determined to retaliate, they opt for a different approach. Recalling his encounter with rowdy soccer fans, Arif proposes a 6-man soccer match to Kaya as a means to settle their dispute. If Arif's team emerges victorious, Kaya must return the stolen goods and cease further harassment. Conversely, if Kaya's team prevails, Arif will complete the tower alone. Kaya agrees to the terms and surprises Arif with the revelation that the Arigans have been playing ball games as a tribute to Sandy, boasting a formidable team of 6 players, one of whom is particularly fierce and confined to a cage. Disheartened, Arif returns to the village only to discover that aside from Kuhara, nobody knows how to play soccer. Despite being experienced, Kuhara declines due to a past loss. Dimi volunteers as the goalkeeper, while Arif appoints Mimi to handle uniforms. He and Stony will serve as the forwards, with 3 villagers selected at random to complete the team. That afternoon, Arif begins extensive training sessions with the new team, refining them from clumsy cavemen to skilled players capable of precise ball control. He also instructs the rest of the village in support of chanting. The much-anticipated day arrives, and the Erogens deploy a witch to shrink their goal. As the match commences amidst roaring flames, the Erogens swiftly dominate, scoring multiple goals within seconds. Employing dirty tactics, they benefit from Crow's biased refereeing. However, a crucial error by the opponents allows one of Arif's players to score, sparking hope but inadvertently plunging into a lava pit. During halftime, Arif reveals a past oath with an alien that granted him superpowers. Breaking bread on his head activates them. As the second half begins, Arif harnesses his powers, dominating the game and leveling the score to 9-9. With just 1 goal needed for victory, a pterodactyl snatches a player, disrupting their momentum. The opposing team mocks them, leading to an unjust penalty after an enraged Stony confronts them. Fortunately, Dimi makes a crucial save but injures his hands, rendering him unable to continue playing. Needing a goalkeeper, Kuhara reluctantly agrees to play, showcasing his skills by saving every ball. With seconds remaining, Arif confidently scores the winning goal, sending the village into jubilation. Amidst the celebration, Mimi and Stony share a kiss. Acknowledging their prowess, Kaya honors their deal and agrees to leave them be. Despite their victory, Arif feels a pang of sadness, realizing he's wasted precious time, fearing Logar may have captured his wife. Determined to depart and roam the land, he gifts his watch to Stony and his wedding ring to Mimi, asking them to immortalize him with a cave painting. Suddenly, a radiant light reveals Saku, who has traversed time to reunite with her beloved. She explains that Arif's messages and cave portraits, along with the ring, have intrigued historians worldwide. Saku, after thorough research, confronted Logar upon his arrival, forcing him to confess his deeds. It was his machine that facilitated her journey. Overjoyed, Arif retrieves the ring from Mimi and bids farewell to the cavemen before returning to the present. As the couple vanishes, Logar materializes in their wake, only to meet a swift demise at the jaws of a T-Rex. Don't forget to like, subscribe and enable notifications for more content like this. Thank you for watching.